Once again, we apologize. Right? We are not really 11 persons due to some unforeseen circumstances this time. But finally, we hope the agenda is going to be addressing us. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to firstly apologize. We have taken much longer than we had communicated to meet. We still needed to get ourselves set in one way or another. But thank you for being patient with us and making the time to be here so we can have this communication. For the past couple of days, the nation has been witnessing Ugandans speaking out against corruption, against abuse of office, against other gross violations of the law, with specificity to the Parliament of Uganda, this institution. At some point, there were people who dismissed these protests, and our view had always been, don't dismiss them, listen and respond, because it's important that we be accountable. And these allegations have been heavy sounding in many respects, touching various offices, but especially touching the highest office of this institution. That's the office of the Speaker of Parliament. Various questions have been raised. Firstly, I want to appreciate Ugandans for speaking out. It's important that as leaders we be accountable. And it's important that as the citizens, they speak out and hold us accountable as leaders. As leaders, we are not above reproach. The people that are asking questions put us in these positions, and they expect us to be accountable to them. So various allegations have been leveled against this institution, but with specificity the Speaker of Parliament, and we have been concerned as the opposition about these numerous allegations. So we sat this morning to agree on, we have been watching, by the way, and we were deliberate about us being silent so that we see all that unfolds, so that we are able to capture everything that the people of Uganda are saying, and then we get to speak out after we have captured all of it. The allegations range from things like travel per diem. We have been seeing figures flying around on social media and elsewhere, where the Speaker flies to different countries, and the per diem is not quite explainable, as we have seen these allegations out there. We know that the Speaker's per diem is $9,900 per day. The figures we are seeing, or thereabout, $990. The figures we are seeing out there show that the per diem was more than $4,000 per day. It does not quite make sense. Did the rules change? If so, who did change them? The people of Uganda want to know. But also, the days purported to be out are several days, showing about 5 months in a row or thereabout. Again, there's need for an explanation, because the Speaker has not quite been away for that long. But also, the days indicated are questionable, whether or not actually these trips were made, even when the monies were paid. Ugandans want to know. There have also been allegations about community outreach, mobilization and donations by the office of the Speaker. Billions of shillings have been put on different accounts of staff members, purportedly for activities by the Speaker out there in the field. Again, the country wants to know, how does this get to happen? After the Kazinda saga in the OPM, government issued a new modus operandi to say that accounts of staff members of different government entities cannot receive more than 5 million shillings. But we are seeing plenty of money being put on the accounts of staff members. Some work in the office of the Speaker, others different offices, as you have been seeing. It's important that there gets to be an explanation about this money. It's a lot of money. What exactly did it do? How come it's being transmitted through accounts of staff members? There's been a concern about recruitment of staff to Parliament of Uganda. The Auditor General, by the way, reported on this matter in his report, showing staff that cannot be identified. And then we kept hearing people were being recruited irregularly. Some, we are told, are relatives, friends, in-laws, outlaws, whatever the case might be. There's need for an explanation. Who gets to be hired? And how? What process do they go through? As the office of the Leader of the Opposition, we have lost staff whose contracts ran out at the end of January. I did engage the leadership to say, these people have been working here 2.5 years, doing good work. Let's renew their contracts. Normally the procedure has always been the new leader nominates a new team. But I said I have no problem with those who have been there. Let's renew their contracts. The Speaker of Parliament, together with the clerk, told me that there's no money. That the wage bill ceiling had been hit. So contracts cannot be renewed. But as that's happening to the office of the Leader of the Opposition, we then hear there's other recruitments happening. How? There's need for a proper explanation to all of these different issues. We have also raised concern again regarding money as appropriated by the Commission. The Commission is in charge of this institution. From the time that I joined the Commission as Leader of the Opposition, I've not been invited for a Commission meeting. I don't know if Commission meetings are sitting. I don't fully understand what's happening there because the modus operandi had always been that there get to be regular Commission meetings. In fact, at some point there were 2 meetings every month. It's over 2 months since I'm in office and not invited for any Commission meeting, and yet work keeps happening that ideally should have been okayed by the Commission. Again, that is not clear. We have also heard about contracts that are signed in a surreptitious manner. There is one particular one where a radio station in Bukedia, which we understand belongs to the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament, called Mama Bukedia FM, was given a contract by the Commission worth 3.12 billion shillings to do Parliament work, whatever that work gets to be. Again, we don't fully understand the process, how this was done. Were procurement regulations followed for this contract to be awarded? Also, the people that signed off that contract as managers of the radio station are staff of Parliament in the office of the Speaker. So how exactly does that happen? You staff in the office of the speaker, you're also manager of her radio station, and then there's a contract. What plenty of money? It's problematic, and it needs to be explained. The commission, and again this has been out there, we discussed it here in the shadow cabinet, money that was doled out to commissioners, including former leader of the opposition and 3 NRM commissioners. As a political party, NUP, we have made steps regarding our member, but that's as a party. However, still as an institution, there is concern. There is concern when members of a commission sit and award themselves money in a manner that is not clear. Because you see, the commission, how it operates, or how it's meant to operate, allowances and all benefits for staff are properly institutionalized. This was not the case. This is money that people sat and awarded themselves, 500 million, 400 million, and it's personal to holders. In our engagement with, at least on our end as a party, when we were asking our colleague, the Honorable Mpuga, and said, how exactly does this get to happen? What happens to whoever becomes law after you, for example? And the response was, every law gets to negotiate their own benefit. That's problematic. Because then I asked, assuming now as new law, I quote unquote behave well to whoever is meant to okay this, does that mean I can negotiate for 2 billion shillings? It is not right. Also, there's been dishonesty around this issue because our colleague said he has not received this money yet. He's been waiting for the first installment. We saw the spokesperson of Parliament, Mr. Chris Obore, on TV somewhere confirming that former law and the 3 commissioners received this money. We need to be honest as leaders. It's important. So as the shadow cabinet, we have agreed on 3 things regarding all these various allegations, all these various matters. Number 1, that I write to the speaker, which I have done, this is a letter writing to the speaker asking her to convene a commission meeting, because there has been no commission meeting, at least since I got into office. Not one that I'm aware of. So it's important that the commission gets to sit and we get answers to all of these various expenditures, plenty of money that is not explained legally or even morally. That commission meeting gets to happen urgently within this week. If there have been meetings happening and I'm not in the know, this one I want to be in the know, so that I sit therein and ask questions. Because the commission okays all of these expenditures. We want to know. Number 2, you know that Parliament was adjourned, signed, died, and we don't know when next it's going to sit. So as the shadow cabinet, we are asking the speaker to convene Parliament soonest within this week, so that we discuss these matters. So that as an institution, we get to be accountable to people out there. But number 3, that Parliament of Uganda, this institution, gets to unequivocally explain to the people of Uganda all these various allegations. Staff recruitments that are irregular, monies that are spent in manners that are not understandable, the per diems, service awards, the contracts and all of that. That as an institution, we get to see a proper explanation to the public. It's not enough for the spokesperson of Parliament to be on some media houses and say what he has been saying. It's his job, he's got to do that. But as Parliament, to release a proper statement explaining these issues to the people of Uganda. We are accountable to the people of Uganda. And no one should say it's not the business. This is their money. So how do you say it's not their business? It is their business. Our vision as Parliament is to be a people-centered Parliament. If we are to be a people-centered Parliament, we must account to the people. That we shall be people-centered. Otherwise, then we are not being honest with ourselves. Our hope is that these three demands and resolutions from the shadow cabinet get to be acted upon soonest, that a commission meeting is called within this week. 2, Parliament gets to reconvene so that we discuss these matters on the floor of Parliament. But number 3, that Parliament as an institution provides a proper explanation to the people of Uganda about these expenditures. There's nothing classified here that cannot be explained. If these are our demands as the shadow cabinet are not acted upon within this week, we shall communicate to the nation our next course of action. We said, let's give time for the other side to tell their story, because there's been a lot of silence, generally, from the institution, from the Speaker's office. We are saying, let's have them have their say and explain to the people of Uganda these matters in these different 3 categories: at the Parliamentary Commission, Parliamentary Plenary on the floor of Parliament, but also to communicate a proper explanation, accounting to the people of Uganda about these issues. If the week elapses before these things happen, we'll reconvene and then we'll communicate our next course of action. I thank you. Maybe to briefly say what I have been saying, Uganda, wala abyagala mu lusoga?
Yes, sir.
We'll ask the questions after maybe I have translated. Okusookera ddala anyway, okusookera ddala ebintu bingi ebibaddeeyo mu mawulire Uganda nga babyogerako ku Paalamenti yaffe eno. Nsonga nkulu, ensonga z'essente. Nga opposition tubadde tusirikiddemuko nga tulindiridde okulaba biki ebivaayo, byonna biveeyo, byonna biveeyo. Bikuŋŋaanya obulungi tubyogereko. Olunaku lwaleero tutudde nga shadow cabinet ne twogera ku nsonga zino eziri eyo ku mitimbagano. Bannayuganda bazoogerako, boogera ku Parliament allegations nga balumiriza kino na kino. Ezisinga ku zo zeekuusa ku office yakulembera Parliament, Oweekitiibwa Speaker, entambula ze babi nga ssente empitirivu ezikozesebwa ku ntambula ze. Speaker kadiem owuwe olunaku abeera $9.9, naye ate ssente zetuze tulaba ezisaasaanyibwa ng'olunaku akozesa $4,400 n'okweyongera waggulu, okulumiriza okutwagala kutegeerekeke. Ennaku mpitirivu ezibaliddwa zaatambudde, naye nga twebuuza, ng'ovudde ku kya ssente okubeera ennyingi ennyo, bazongerezaawa ye? Ani yatuula n'asalawo okuzongeza? Naye ng'ekyo kivuddeko entambula zino engendo nga zibadde nnyingi, kubanga ezimu nga ali Nairobi at the same time ali Turkey nga tebitegeerekeka. Naye n'ekirala ng'ennaku nnyingi zino twebuuza, yagendayo yatambula engendo zino oba just basayiningira ssente? Kubanga ebbanga eryo ddene nnyo, Speaker, natera kubanga taliiwo bbanga eri lyonna. Atwagala ensonga ezo zitegeerekeke. Waliwo ssente empitirivu eziraga nti sipiika abadde akola activities ez'enjawulo mu communities okusingira ddala mu Eastern Uganda gy'ava. Ssente zino nga ziyita ku account z'abakozi ba parliament. Ssente empitirivu buwumbi na buwumbi. Twebuuza lwaki ssente zino ziyita ku accounts ez'abasaafu ba parliament nga bagenda ne bazijjayo boolyawo ne bazimutwalira. Byajja biti ebyo? Okuva ku musango gwa Kazinda, gavumenti yayisa enkola empya nti ssente zirina okugenda ku akawunti z'aba staff members mu bitongole bya gavumenti ebyenjawulo tezirina kusukka bukadde 5 nga zakola mirimu egy'enjawulo. Ssente zitali zaabwe nti musaala oba ki, naye kati zino tulaba buwumbi na buwumbi ku akawunti z'abamemba ba staff ab'enjawulo mu kizimbe kino, nga ssente ezo zigenda kukola mirimu gya sipiika. Twagala ensonga ezo zitegeerekeke obulungi kuba ssente empitirivu. Ensonga endala y'abakozi wano mu parliament. Abakozi bazze abantu bazze nga baweebwa emirimu wano ku parliament mu ngeri etategeerekeka, era auditor general yakinokolayo naye mu ripooti ye ensonga eno ng'agyogerako. Abakozi bangi abatategeerekeka baweebwa emirimu wano tebamanyikiddwa naki kye bakola, kyoba actually batuula wano ku parliament ne bakola emirimu. Ensonga eyo nga tetegeerekeka bulungi. Office ya leader of the opposition ebeera n'abakozi ab'enjawulo okutuyamba ku mirimu egy'enjawulo tetukwasaganya. Buli leader of opposition omupya ayingirawo ne ttiimu empya eyiye. Ngenze nagamba nti ababaddewo sibalinaako buzibu basigalewo. Contracts zaabwe nga ziggwa January, ningamba contracts ezo bazirenewing bazizze bujja. Ne baga nti tewali ssente. Nali mu meeting ne speaker ne clerk ne bankakasa nti tewali ssente. In fact wage bill twagituuka dda. Naye nga bagamba leader opposition staff tebasobola kuzza bujja contract zaabwe, ate tuwulira abantu bangi bava zi contract mu ngeri etategeerekeka. Ne auditor general n'akikoonako. Twagala ensonga eno ennyonyoke obulungi kuba atuwulira bawa baŋŋanda ab'emikwano naki. Ensonga ezo nga twagala zitegeerekeke obulungi zinyonyoke. Ensonga ya ssente ziyita ku accounts z'abantu abakola wano nazo nga twagala zitegeerekeke obulungi. Ensonga endala ey'enkizo gye twogeddeko era wano mu shadow cabinet nga twagala zinyonyoke obulungi. Commission ya parliament ekakiiko ak'okuntikko akatwala parliament, era nga leader of opposition ntuula kakiiko ako. Naye of course kukyangamufu ka leader of opposition tewanabeerawo commission meeting. Simanyi oba zituula nga zitegeezeddwako naye sinayitibwa. Nate emirimu gigenda maaso egirina okuba nga commission yegikkiriza. Twagala tutegeere bijja bijja. Ssente zaayisibwa mu commission nga bakommissioners abamu beewa akasente. Ffe nga NUP era muze bulaba engeri gye tukwasaganyamu ensonga eno ng'ekibiina kubanga omu ku bo memba waffe. Naye tugamba nti nga tuvudde ne ku waffe bonna abaali mu meeting eyo, Oweekitiibwa Mpuuga, Solomon Ssenyonyi, Commissioner, Honorable Prosia Kampulira, Honorable Esther Afoyokyana, kubanga abo baatuula ne beewa akasiimo Oweekitiibwa Mpuuga $5,000,000 bali 444. Twali mu meeting twebuuza of course ku Oweekitiibwa ti ekintu kino mwakikola mutya, kubanga sinti kikati kiyingidde mu system nti okigenda okubeera. Of course awo nawo wali baddewo issue kubanga already tufuna omusaala ne allowances n'akasiimo gratuity kaligite gratuity tuseevingako buli mwezi naki ng'ababaka kakati zino zo zajja zitya ate nga mugamba zammwe bassekinnoomu ng'abantu. N'agamba nti buli loopu omupya ayingirawo naye ajja kuteesa ezize, ajja kunegotiatinga ezize. Nga kakati kitegeeza nti bwe neeyisa obulungi ne sinyiiza abantu bamu nyinza n'okusaba obuwumbi obubiri ne babumba. Ekintu ekyo kikyamu. Ate nga tusaba wabeerewo obwerufu kubanga tuze tuwulira omukulu ng'agamba tannazifuna nazifunze ne installment esooka. Naye ate ayogerera Parliament, omukulu Chris Ogore yali ku TV emu n'akakasa nti abantu bano bonna ssente zaabwe bazifuna dda. Tubeere beerufu ng'abakulembeze. Nsonga eyo nkulu. Nga shadow cabinet tuyisiza ebintu bisatu ku nsonga zino allegations zonna zonna ezize zitambula. Okusookera ddala twandiikidde sipiika nga musaba ayite commission meeting tutegeere ebitambula kuba commission yevunaanyizibwa ku ssente za Parliament zonna nga twagala okunnyonnyoka naddala nze kubanga sinayitibwa mu commission meeting yonna kati emyezi gyonze ebiri simanyi oba zituula nga sitegeezeddwako musabye ayite commission meeting mu wiiki eno. Ekyokubiri tusaba sipiika ayite Parliament kubanga Parliament bajajjani nga bagiwunguza nga tumanyi ddiiro tuddamu adjani musaindayi nga bwe kiri. So nga tusaba Parliament eyitibwe twogere ku nsonga zino, nsonga za bannayuganda zibakwatako era bwe tubeera wali ku Parliament tusooya Parliament nga twogera ku nsonga zino tuba twogera amaloboozi g'abantu abaatutuma. Oba oli awo buli munnayuganda miliyoni 47 baali badde awo bonna nga bateesa naye tekisoboka kusindika ffe tubateeseze. Ekyokusatu twagala Parliament nga institution eveeyo ennyonnyole ku nsonga zino zonna eza ssente ezikozesebwa mu ngeri tategeerekeka, ssente mpitirivu, abakozi abaweebwa emirimu nga banya ssente, ensonga zino zonna zonna nga twagala Parliament yennyonnyoleko ku nsonga zino. Obutongole munnayuganda ategeere kubanga ssente za munnayuganda era oluusi mpulira abantu abamu nga bagamba tibibakwatako nakiti bibakwatako batya. Zino ssente za muwa musolo ateeka okutegeera, ateeka okunnyonnyolebwa enkozesa ya ssente zino. Tusabye ebintu bino bikolebwe wiiki eno. Bino ebintu ebisatu commission meeting etuule tutegeere nange etegeere kuba sinatuula mu commission meeting. Ekyokubiri Parliament eyitibwe tuteese ku nsonga zino. Ekyokusatu Parliament yennyonnyoleko mu buwandiike obutongole ennyonnyola bannayuganda ku nsonga zino. Wiiki bw'enaggwa ng'ebintu bino tebikoleddwa tujja kuddamu tutuule twabulira ate kiki tuzzaako kubanga ensonga zino ziri serious. Nga maliriza ensonga zino tetuzoogerako kubanga tulina ensonga yonna eri personal w'ekitiibwa sipiika, w'ekitiibwa mpuuga, ba commissioners abalala oba omuntu yenna. Nedda, bonna tuba w'ekitiibwa ng'abakulembeze naye tugamba nti kibakakatako okunnyonnyola ensonga za ssente y'omuwa omusolo. Nsonga eyo nkulu tubaleme kubeera okwekwasa nti ate kakati ono tumwagala ate ono ki. Tuddemu ensonga, tuleme kubuzaabuza kubanga tuddemu ensonga eza ssente zino. Let me say that in English because I didn't say it in English. For those who might think we are pressing these issues, you know, the Speaker, the Honorable Puga, Commissioners and several others, there's nothing personal about any of these leaders. We respect them as leaders, but we are saying as respectable leaders, let's be accountable. Let's respond to these questions. You know, so there should be no diversion. See, these ones are saying this about me because they don't like me or whatever the case might be. No, no, no. Okay, be that as it may. First explain the issues to do with taxpayer money. I thank you.